Hi, and welcome. For those of you that don't know, this is Grace Healing YouTube channel, and I'm Larry Reynolds. We at Grace Healing are dedicated and committed to you and to all people we have served over the years. And I just want to kind of open this week with the core belief that we hold within Grace Healing to first of all seek God first within all things. And the way we do that is first engage in prayer. So if you could just please breathe deep, surrender into God's presence. I'm just going to open in prayer to extend holy protection over you and the time that we'll share in these next few minutes. So we breathe deep. We call upon the one God that is creator. And especially through this season of YahShua's walk upon this earth, as he was taken from our midst, thrown upon the cross, his physical life taken, we breathe and draw upon the manner in which he instructed us to pray. As he said, this is how you pray. And we spoke, Abun, the Boshmayanit Karashamak, Newe Sabyanak Akanan. And as this prayer begins to unfold, we remember and know that God's presence is always and everywhere. In this moment, we choose to recognize God's presence, the very presence that YahShua evidenced while walking in our midst. So we breathe deep. And we stand in awe and thanksgiving for all that YahShua accomplished while he was on this earth, yes. But most specifically in this season, from Thursday through Sunday, to recognize what he accomplished beyond our sight. And that's what I see as missing within many religious or spiritual understandings, is many don't understand what transpired after YahShua left the cross. And it's important to understand that, because then you will know the totality of his mission. Because people become so human-centered, self-centered, human-absorbed in the nature of this journey, that they lose sight of the fact that YahShua taught us that every single thing we see manifested of corruption upon this earth begins first in the order of principalities, the spiritual realm, where he was teaching us that we are here to set the captives free. We are here to set right the things that he established so that we might do greater things than he, as the Spirit of God dwells within us. The only way that can transpire is if people recognize that it wasn't just about the human race. It was about the spiritual things that govern the nature of our actions. Like when Stephen cried out as he was being stoned to death, Yahweh, forgive them, for they know not what they do, for it is the spirits within them that govern that which they do. As you could see the spirit of aggression, hostility, murder, all these different things going on within the hearts of the people that were stoning him to death. Paul crying out, it is not I that do these things that I wish to do, for it is all the things that I do not wish to do that I do, for it is the very nature of the spirits within me that govern that which I do. That's a paraphrased version of it, but that's exactly what he was saying in the context of that statement. And if you read it, you will find that that's exactly what comes out. I just eliminated a couple round robins that he said in the middle there, where he kind of extended it longer and longer with additional sentences of the same comment, repeating over and over and over again that he does the same thing over and over and does not understand why. So please remember that we are dealing with things of a spiritual nature. If you see somebody functioning in a spirit of an unclean nature, or somebody carrying some form of disease, like when Yeshua healed and prayed over somebody that had leprosy, he did not free them from leprosy. He prayed release of the unclean spirit. Then the sores would slough off the skin, because he prayed to release the spiritual influence of that setting. If he saw people formed in division, he prayed release of the spirit of division. As they asked him why he did not have an army, he prayed for release of the spirit of war and taught them that he did not come to war, for the very kingdom of God resided within him. You must understand that he was speaking and teaching to things of a spiritual nature, yet they didn't even understand the things of the earth. So we at Grace Healing are called to the importance of bringing you back to the original instructions, the original teachings, the original words offered by Yeshua prior to his time upon the cross, and subsequent to his time upon the cross, which is most importantly the 3 days resident within the belly of the dead, when he took from Lucifer the keys to the heavens, when he manifested transformation throughout the heavens to make it so that we might do greater things than that which YahShua did. Why? Because YahShua walked this earth in the greatest power of all creation, the very manifestation of God Creator himself, with all that power, but had not yet reordered things within the belly of the dead, the order of principalities, the spiritual realm. So once he left the cross, entered into that realm, and took from Lucifer the keys to the heavens, he positioned things in such a way that we could walk in the holy authority of the Awaken, the life-giving breath of God's Spirit within us, and anytime we came upon the spirit of confusion that somebody was dealing with, the spirit of misunderstanding, the spirit of aggression, the spirit of hostility, that we would be given the holy opportunity to set that captive free. Not just the human, but the spiritual things that govern the nature of their actions. So again, it's not just human-centered. It reaches far beyond the limitations of humanity and opens to the extension of the fullness of creation. We are here to walk, live, and dwell within the royal priesthood. And not everybody is going to be called to awaken, but we are all called into the royal priesthood. What does that mean? That means that every single one of us plays a part within the royal priesthood, whether we are graced to be aware of it, or we are just walking by God's grace, living out an existence upon the earth as a human without clarity and understanding that the very nature of spiritual things are flowing through us. Reality is, every single one of us has been called into the royal priesthood. Every single one of us functions within that royal priesthood, and every single one of us encounters things of a spiritual nature, encounters the captives which YahShua named, and we have the holy power given unto us through YahShua in the presence of God to see those captives set free. That's it in a nutshell. There's a whole lot deeper instruction behind that, but I don't want to take a lot of your time right now. I would like to bless you in another prayer as we close in this time, and then you might find time in meditation. As I spoke at the beginning of our time together, it was a prayer of protection over you, that you would hear, know, and only embrace the words that God intends for you in this time within your journey, and then move into the fullness and grace and power that is God within you. What is your calling within the royal priesthood? Are you led by grace to move in the grace of understanding of all spiritual captives within? Or are you just moved to walk in love for the sake of all things revealed before you? Or are you moved in such a way that this is not even of any interest to you? God's grace is governing each and every one of us for the larger picture than just humans, for the greater picture of understanding the spiritual reality of that which is unfolding beyond our sight. So this Easter season is a time of remembrance for that which YahShua did upon this earth, that which YahShua accomplished off this earth as he moved through the belly of the dead and made all things new for the sake of greater things than he that dwells within us. We embrace the holy presence of God and we breathe deep. Yaravira makaravis mesebriaturo comliotora vachamlachanma, urabo shnekelvira cariminacutoreviapatuni calibrenturo. Turabakis mesebriaturo diushtu cutoreviana. Yahweh, we stand in awe, thanksgiving, praise, and worship that you, our holy creator, hold the image over all creation, that you see and know both the nature of we as humans and all things that govern the nature of our actions. Anything of a spiritual nature that we have encountered, may we see your presence move all things into the totality of your love, your grace, your freedom. As each and every one of things that have emerged from the order of principalities might be restored according to your design and your will. That all humans might be blessed in the recognition and remembrance of your holy presence upon this earth as it suits and works within your holy design. We trust and know that before the completion of this generation, we will see the new heaven and new earth, and it will become manifested by your holy design in the manner of which we are each called to walk in you. So we trust you, praise you, and worship you by your most blessed and holy name. Yahweh Elohim, YahShua HaMessiach, Amun Soro Otoni Mekai Veres Mesipiara. Amen.